Joining me live now is Assistant Foreign Affairs Minister Matt Thistlethwaite and Nationals MP Michael McCormack. Thanks for your time today. Minister, I'll start with you. Why didn't the Prime Minister attend the first funeral for the victim of the Bondi terror attack? If he says he stands with the Jewish community, why wasn't he there?
Obviously, we do stand with the Jewish community. I've lost members
Actions speak louder than words.
Community. Yeah, I've lost members of the community that I represent. Peter Marr, very well-respected member of Roundwick Rugby Club, and I attended a vigil service for him on Monday afternoon with players and officials from the rugby club. Little Matilda, the 10-year-old girl that tragically passed away, was a student of a public school in my electorate, and I was there yesterday consoling the teachers, the parents, and obviously the students. It's a great tragedy, and we'll do all we can to support the Jewish community in our area. I've established a working party with leaders of the Jewish community, with the local police and elected representatives, and we're meeting every couple of days to do everything that we can to support that community.
I'll just get, Matt, your response, Michael, your response to that there.
Well, he should have been at the funeral, and he should go to each and every one of the 15 funerals. This is such a tragedy. And look, I respect what Matthew has just said. Matthew is a man of integrity, and he is a good person. I'll say that. And he would be, like we all are, mourning for those beautiful, innocent lives lost. But what the Prime Minister also needs to do is recall Parliament. Let's not even beat around the bush here. The Labor members, they know how to use their travel entitlements, I hate to say so, for crying out loud. Let's go back to Parliament. Let's put some good recommendations. We've got Gillian Segal, her 13 recommendations. Let's discuss firearms if we need to. I don't think the firearms laws need changing. Certainly we do need a real-time decision, and between the ASIO, between AFP and between state police, we do need that register to look at that. That's been put in place by National Cabinet. But let's get back to Parliament, for God's sake. Even if it's Christmas Day, Christ was a Jew after all. We owe it to the 15 beautiful people lost. We owe it to the nation. We owe it to the world, but we certainly owe it to the Jewish community.
Minister, I do also want to thank you for coming on to Sky News, because we've put in numerous requests to members of your party who have not come on and won't face our questions. So I do acknowledge that, and I really appreciate you joining us in this tough time. And I also want to reflect as well on and acknowledge the loss that you've experienced too. But as we just heard there, we need action here. People don't want words, they want action. When will Parliament be resumed? What changes are being made today, now?
Yeah, obviously we're looking at a number of measures. There's work going on through the National Cabinet on gun law reform. We appreciate that there are a number of recommendations from the Gillian Segal report that we need to work through. Some of those have already been implemented. The changes to law enforcement actions, criminalising the use of Nazi symbols, salutes, doxing, increasing the penalties associated with that sort of stuff. Some of the educational changes around the education curriculum, the importance of teaching the Holocaust and anti-Semitic messages, being able to identify those and to stamp those out, and indeed the national security measures. But there are further work that's required, and there's work going on at the moment. When the Parliament is going to sit, I can't tell you at this stage, but we're certainly working on bringing those measures to Parliament as quickly as possible.
Well, Holly,
but Minister, I mean, the question that many people have is, Matt, the question many people have, I'll just jump in here, Michael. Can you look at the faces of the families burying their loved ones, the parents of 10-year-old Matilda, and say that your government did everything in its power to eradicate anti-Semitism? I hear what you're saying. We're working on it now. Why wasn't this done months ago? This is not new. This is not a surprise.
I appreciate that people are grieving, and I acknowledge that there's a lot of anger there. From the moment after October 7, when the Parliament sat, the Prime Minister moved a very powerful and strong motion in the Parliament condemning the October 7 attack and committing our government and the people of Australia to combat and stand up to anti-Semitism. That was a bipartisan motion. It was seconded by Peter Dutton. Since that time, we've worked as hard as we possibly can to try and combat and stop anti-Semitism, including taking actions such as those under Operation Avalite of expelling the Iranian ambassador from Australia, listing the Iranian Revolutionary Guard as a terrorist organisation. Locally in my area, I've stood up an Operation Shelter group to work with the local Jewish community and the local police to try and protect them. All of the law reforms that we have undertaken, but we do appreciate that there is more work to do, and we stand ready to do that work.
Michael, your response to that?
Well, we managed to recall Parliament in December 2022 when Labor wanted to rush through its energy proposal, which obviously became legislation. So if we can recall the Parliament for that, for Christ's sake, surely we can recall Parliament for this. This is far too important. We have the whole nation numb. The whole nation is mourning. The whole world's focus is on Australia right now. And if people didn't listen to Josh Frydenberg's powerful, emotive words, then they should. And certainly around dinner tables tonight, families should get together and listen to his words, listen to that speech and adhere to those words. This is a time of national leadership, and it's about time we showed something. It's about time something was done to help the Jewish community and to help get our nation back together and heal properly. Recall the Parliament. Do it now.
Minister,